Hey everybody, this is Paul from Hunt's Photo Education.
And I'm Emily from Hunt's Photo Education.
I thought we'd take a couple minutes today to answer some commonly asked questions that we get in the education department regarding our classes. One of the most commonly asked questions that I get is, I'm just starting out in photography, what should I sign up for? And we have two major offerings that we talk about a lot: beginner photography and custom one-on-one classes. So I thought I'd ask Emily, who should sign up for a beginner photography class and who should sign up for a one-on-one?
Excellent questions, Paul. Our beginner photography class is a small size group class. This is taught over the period of 4 hours, sometimes broken up between 2 weeks. And they're usually really fun and cover a wide variety of topics. They're great for people who have bridge cameras, digital SLRs, or mirrorless cameras. Really like to keep it fun, lots of information, and cover general basics.
And in that class, you have a lot of hands-on stuff that you do as well, right?
Absolutely. We try to cover all types of learning. So you're gonna hear about it, you're gonna see it in a handout, you'll see it in a presentation, and then we do some hands-on learning. We also like to share that presentation after the class as well for students to have.
Cool. So, question. If you want to know some of the buttons and bells and whistles on your camera, is the beginner photography class an acceptable class for you to be in?
Definitely. You're gonna learn the general buttons on your camera. You might not learn every single item in your menu or what every single button does, but you're gonna learn how to take a better photo at the end of that class.
So then, who should take a custom one-on-one?
A custom one-on-one class is for anybody who wants to know every single button on their camera, or maybe every single item in their menu. A custom one-on-one class is for somebody who maybe wants to learn how to organize their Lightroom, maybe they're going on Safari next week, or somebody who has a very specific question. Most people come to the custom one-on-one classes knowing exactly what they want to learn. Oftentimes, after they've gotten the general knowledge from the beginner class, they'll come to a custom one-on-one class to cover anything that maybe just didn't cement during that beginner class.
So could someone theoretically take a custom one-on-one class and learn everything in the beginner photography class?
They could, but it would be a little bit more difficult because a custom one-on-one class typically runs about an hour or 2 hours, and so it's just a little bit more to shove into that 1 hour, but they could potentially, depending on what they know coming into it.
And I would assume that it's probably more expensive to do it that way too.
Definitely. I always like to say that our beginner class is the best bang for your buck, and I recommend most people take the beginner class and get general knowledge, so that way they can kind of figure out. Most people don't know what they don't know just yet, so they can take the beginner class, figure out where their questions lie, and then come to a custom one-on-one class. I think that's the best way to kind of save money and still learn as much as possible.
So our next question comes from Anne from Gloucester, and she says, so I've taken the beginner photography class, what's next?
What an excellent question, Anne. There are a lot of different options for her. She can take one of our photo walks, which probably is my most recommended suggestion. Our photo walks are really fun group classes, basically field trips for a photographer. You meet out into the field, get some hands-on knowledge, and get to experience the beauty of New England. We also have a lot of online classes that I'd recommend as well. Whether it's our multi-session classes or one of our previously taught classes, our online classes are another great option. We also teach a lot of hands-on in-person workshop as well as Beyond the Basics classes.
And what about for editing?
Oh, great question. We have lots of options when it comes to editing because taking the picture is only the first part of the process. So after you've taken your photos, we have classes on file management, on how to organize, as well as classes on Lightroom, both in person and online.
Now that's Lightroom Classic, right?
Definitely Lightroom Classic.
So here's another question from Jackie from Woonsocket. That's Jackie with a Q, not a CK. So she says, what do you need to know to be able to take a photo walk?
Great question, Jackie with the Q, not the CK. You're going to need a general knowledge of your camera. The best bet is for people who've already taken our beginner photography class. That is the type of knowledge you'll need on a photo walk. So you should have a general idea on how to turn your camera on, what exposure is, and maybe how to make some simple changes on your camera, and we'll be there to help you with the rest.
So you don't need to be an expert at your camera to be able to take these classes.
Absolutely not, but with PhotoWalks, we can cater to a beginner, somebody who has some general knowledge, all the way up to somebody who's more intermediate or advanced. So if you need more specialty techniques or help with composition or more creative effects, we're there for that as well.
So what else might you need if you're taking a photo walk?
That's a great question. For a lot of times with the photo walk, first and foremost, you gotta come with enthusiasm. You have to be excited to be there. You have to want to be there. So make sure you choose a location or a topic that's exciting for you. Because we do have people that show up and think, what am I taking pictures of? And we think everything, of course. But really, it usually comes down to attitude, but also gear. Most of the time on a lot of our walks, especially the ones in the evening, you'll want to have a really sturdy, stable tripod. Oftentimes, a lot of people enjoy having a remote control as well for those evening or night walks. But usually you just need a camera, a memory card, a battery, and a good lens.
And we'll tell you in advance what you need to bring with you, correct?
Absolutely. 48 hours before every single photo walk we do, we like to give all the information that you'll need, where to meet, what to bring, and any other important information you'll need. We also like to include the instructor's phone number so you can find us in case you get lost.
Cool, awesome.
Heck yeah.
So we hope you found this helpful. My name's Paul.
And I'm Emily.
Hope to see you all soon. I'm just starting out in photography. What class should I take?
I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to do that again because I made a terrible face. I made a terrible face right as you started because you were paused and then I made a really bad face and then I apologized to the camera.
Help answer some questions, and we'll cut that there.
Well, our beginner photography class is a really fun, small size group class. I'm so sorry, I cannot.
Did you fart?
No, I didn't.